Shalom, family. Thanks again for joining me today. Family, I hate to beat a dead horse, but in lieu of developments that happen according to that same subject, you have to go back over it and show people that what we've said all along was correct, and it's bearing itself out. And that's people trying to leave here to go to Africa. Well, you're jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. Now, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the description box of this brother who's being perfectly honest, because he even invested, he has land in Africa, but he's going to tell you now that if you've sent money over there or you got land over there, you're pretty much in jeopardy of losing it. Why? Because the African nations over there are now agreeing with the mandates, the same ones you got here. And even if you were from Africa, Ghana especially, after December the 12th, which is already passed, even those who are from there cannot go back until they show proof of being fully jabbed. I mean, that's all of the jabs. You got to have all 3 or 4 of them, however many of them it is. And you can't even go back to your homeland. And so those of you who don't want to have to abide by those mandates because you don't want it, you just throwing your money away. See? And it just keeps proving what the scriptures say. The Most High, at His time, will gather His people up and move them Himself. He's the one who put us in this captivity. He'll be the one to get it out. It is not for man on this earth to tell people when it's time to leave here. Because this thing that's going on now is global. It's all over the world. There is nowhere you can go to avoid it. Most of those African leaders are corrupt anyway. If you do your research, you'll see most of them are Freemasons. They have bought in to the mandates. So, if you move there, you're going to have to follow the mandates. Okay? The very thing that you call yourself leaving here for. You can't even go into that country without having it. But yet you still have some of these people trying to push it. Now, I'm going to leave a video, as I said, in the description box of this brother who's being honest. You know, he was in favor of it. But now even he is trying to tell you what's going on. You know, he's got land over there now that he probably won't be able to get back to because of the mandates. Okay? So, if you have already moved there, you're going to have to abide by their mandates, or you're going to have to leave. Or maybe be jailed, who knows? And what's going to happen to the property you done invested in? You know, you done bought land and trying to start a bit. What's going to happen to it? See? It's going to belong to them. So, these people who are pushing this are not looking at things from a biblical standpoint. They're looking at it from a worldly view, a worldly standpoint. See, when the Most High has said over and over, we can dig up probably 35 scriptures right now where the Most High says that I'm going to come and get you. I will gather you. Family, you can't escape the Most High's judgment. He's going to judge all nations, every last one of them. Where do you think you can go that this thing is not going to be there? Okay? There's corruption everywhere. See? There is corruption everywhere. You're moving, spending, going through all that expense to move somewhere where it's the same thing or worse. I remind people what happens when you listen to man. Revisit Joshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 75. It's only about 20 verses or so. And see what happens when you decide it's time to go somewhere. See what happened to Ephraim. You know, I think it was about 30,000 of them left. Only 10 or so returned. They were all killed. The Most High allowed them to be killed. Why? Because they were moving ahead of the Most High. It was not time for them to leave Egypt. When it was time, the Most High, did He not bring us out of it? Family, we got to realize that the Most High saves anywhere His children are. It's just that simple. You know, you get these people on these channels, they've been over there and visited a few times and they come back with good reports and all that. Well, visiting and living there is not the same thing. See, when you go and visit, 9 times out of 10, since you don't know your way around, you're going to have a guide, a tour guide. He is going to show you and take you to the best places. And this is what they come back and report. They're not going to take you to the bad parts. That's just like somebody here moving from one state to another and they find somebody to show them around. Well, we're not going to show you the ghettos and the high crime areas. We're going to show you all the nice stuff. See, that's what you're going to see. And this is what, oh yeah, it's beautiful over there. And the people are friendly. The people that you were around were friendly. Okay? Those who gave you a tour of that place. And we buy into it every time. We're the most gullible people on the face of this planet. Those people who push this are not speaking from a spiritual standpoint. Okay? It is a secular and worldly standpoint. All right? You know, let's revisit the 3 Hebrew boys. When the Most High delivered them from the fiery furnace, were they in Jerusalem or Babylon? Babylon's the answer, right? They did not have to be in Jerusalem for the Most High to deliver them. That shows you no matter where you are. When Daniel was delivered from the lion's den, was he in Jerusalem? No. He was in another country. And the Most High delivered him. See, you do not have to move for the Most High to deliver you. When all the firstborn in Egypt were killed, did we have to go back to Jerusalem or somewhere else for the Most High to protect you? No. He put you in an area, told you to paint your doorposts and stay in. Right there in the middle of it. Not one hair on their head was harmed. See? Because of the death angel that went through, passed over anything that had the blood on it. Fast forward to today. We do not need literal blood on us. When you accept it, YAH had faith in him. Now you're covered by his blood. When the Most High looks down at his people and he wants to protect them, that's what he sees. He sees the blood because of your faith and obedience in YAH. Same thing, same principle. But yet people tell you you have to flee. Flee where? And this thing is global. Do not people understand what the words one world government is? It didn't say one city. It didn't say one country government. It said one world. Entire world. Okay? Where are you going to go? It just shows a lack of faith in the Most High, and it shows that you don't read his word, or if you do, you put it to the side and start listening to these men telling you when to leave, where you should go, and the same ones that's telling you that still live here. They've been telling you this for 5, 6, 7 years. Neither one of them have moved there themselves. Okay? That should be a red flag to you right there. Well, if it's all that good, why are you still here? You got the means, you got the money. So why are you still here? See? So, I guess we're going to have to go through the scriptures again, to make this plain. The Most High told us in Deuteronomy 28, no man is going to buy you. In other words, I put you in this, no man is going to get you out. That includes them that tell you it's time for you to go. You're not going to be any safer over there than you are here. See, you know nothing about how that government is run. You know nothing about the leaders. But if you do a little research, you'll find that most of them, the leaders of those countries over there, are Freemasons. But all you listening to is the window dressing that these people push out on YouTube. See? So, let's start reading, family. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 4. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Most High thy Elohim have driven thee. And thou shalt return unto the Most High thy Elohim, and obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Most High thy Elohim will turn thy captivity, have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Most High thy Elohim has scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Most High gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. Now, does that sound like man has anything to do with it? Absolutely not. Does this scripture tell you to listen to any man telling you when it's time for you to leave somewhere? Absolutely not. That's not what it said at all. But yet we still have people believing these people. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 8 through 10. Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return hither. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Hear ye the word of the Most High, O you nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him, as a shepherd does his flock. Again, who's going to deliver us? Who's going to come and get us from where we were scattered? We have to start listening to the words that the Most High gave his prophets to tell you, and not man. Quit listening to doctrines of men. Isaiah 11, verse 11 through 12. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the isles of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Now, when we were in the Egyptian captivity, we wasn't scattered from all to the four corners of the earth, were we? So this is letting you know it's a future time, where he said that a second time. He's talking about a second time doing it, not the first. Okay? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 27-28. When I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am the Most High, their Elohim, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. It's as plain as you can read it. We don't have to add nothing to those verses. We don't have to take nothing from them. Read them as is. Okay? Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 35 through 38. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there I will plead with you face to face. This is a second time. Verse 36. Like I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Most High. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and you shall not now know that I am the Most High. Did that not happen before? We went into the wilderness, and he had to purge out the rebels. This is why they had to be in there until they died off for 40 years. Because they didn't obey or trust in the Most High. So he let them die off. They wasn't going into the promised land. Okay? Same thing's going to happen this time. We're going back into the wilderness wherever the Most High gathers us up and sends us, family. And he's going to purge out the non-believers and everything else. You know, if you ain't on board with it, then you're not going to enter into the kingdom, the land. Nehemiah, chapter 1, verse 9. But if you turn unto me, keep my commandments, and do them, though there were you cast out unto the utmost part of the heaven, yet will I gather thee from thence, and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. See, this is all about the Most High's doing. He put us into captivity. He will be the one who get it out. It is not for you to take off on your own as the tribe of Ephraim did in the book of Joshua, chapter 75. Please go back and read it and see what happened when they said, oh, well, it's time for us to leave. No, it wasn't time. And the Most High showed them it wasn't time, because he let them all get killed. And the ones who didn't get killed, I think it was about 5 or 10 of them left. And the reason why they didn't, because they ran. But 30 more thousand of them, the Most High let them get, he let them die. He let them get killed. Because they moved ahead of his will. And that's what you're doing when you're listening to these people telling you it's time to go somewhere. It's time to return back to Africa. Who said that? A man said it. The Most High didn't say that. You won't read that anywhere where it says in the scriptures, well, in that day, I'll have some men tell y'all when it's time to move. Doesn't say that nowhere in scripture. He said, I will do it. So quit listening to it. If you think the Most High is limited by time or space, then you don't know the Most High. He is not limited by anything. He is beyond time and space. Okay? He can protect his people. I don't care where you are. And if you are wicked, there is also no place for you to hide from him. Either way. You know, in Revelation, you have people trying to hide in the mountains and in the rocks, you know, hiding them from the wrath of the Lamb. Not going to happen. Okay? The Most High is everywhere at the same time, family. And it may be hard for some people to comprehend. But he is not a man that he is limited by time and space, family. We're talking about the Creator who spoke this world into existence. See, do not limit the Most High. Do not put him in a box. Oh, well, he can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and move to Africa. Well, go ahead. And the same fate will fall on you that it falls on anybody who tries to move ahead of the Most High's will. Okay? Do the best you can here. At least you already know who your enemies are. When you go over there, you're going to gain several more from all countries. You're going to have plenty of enemies over there. People who are trying to take over Africa. And you have these corrupt leaders over there who are selling their people out. Don't take my word for it. Research it yourself. They have agreed to the very mandates that you hate, that you don't want to be a part of. Okay? And so when you leave here and go there, just know that you're not dodging anything. So now, seeing this has come about, where you gonna go now? Huh? Where you gonna go now? There's no place you can go. The only thing you can do now is believe the scriptures. Believe the Most High. Put your trust in the Most High for His protection. And that's it. It's just that simple. You know, quit listening to this. It's time to do this and time to do that. Well, it's well over 45, 50 million of us in this country. All 45, 50 million is not going to be able to go. So, what is the Most High going to do? Oh, well, you guys couldn't afford to move, so you out of luck. I can only protect them that moved to Africa. So if you stuck here in America, you're in trouble. No. Not going to happen. When He gets ready to gather us, family, on His timing, not ours, He will do it. And the whole world gonna see Him do it. Okay? We're listening to this foolishness. No. So, check out that video in the description box and let this brother tell you himself. He knows. He's been there. He has land there as we speak. But he's going to start telling you the downfalls of it now. See? It sounded like a real good idea at first. But now, all these countries are agreeing with this mandate. Okay? Those leaders over there aren't leading. They're following what other nations tell them to do. And gaining and putting money in their pocket to do these things. See? Politics is just as corrupt over there as it is here. Okay? They're bought off. This is why those nations haven't really progressed in all these centuries. Because people get bought off. Alright? You don't have to agree with it. If you one of them person that don't mind the mandates, then have at it. But if you are against it, then there's no point in leaving. Okay? Before you even enter that country, you're going to have to show proof. All right? Of all of them. Not one dose, but all doses. You got to have them all before you can go. Research it yourself. Don't even listen to me. Just research it. Okay? All right, family. I just wanted to jump in here and say that and kind of rehash things. Because every day, things are changing. And you have to not go back to sleep. Stay awake. You know, the minute you close your eyes, something else happens that you're not aware of. You know, you can't jump up and run into another country and you don't know how the governments run. You don't know what the leaders are about, how corrupt. You don't know if the people over there are even going to like you. Just because they look like you means nothing. We have that right here. We live in a neighborhood with people that look like us, but do that mean that they're for us? No, there's some of the people that will cut your throat, break in your house, rape your family, wife, right here in America. So that because they look like you means nothing. Okay? You're an outsider. And they're going to treat you like you one too. Okay, family. I think I've said enough on this matter. And with that, I'll say shalom.